In the world before the internet, smartphones and tablets, knowledge was power. Knowing stuff used to be important. People who knew stuff were clever and commanded respect. Teachers knew things that we needed to learn. Libraries held millions of pieces of knowledge that we had to work to discover. Our parents knew more than we could comprehend. In today's technologically driven world, knowing stuff is no longer so important. Anyone with a smartphone or tablet can find out anything at the click of a button. The words, "I'll Google it," are now commonplace in our language, and we can find the answer to any question in an instant. People who know stuff no longer command the respect that they used to, as anyone can find out anything. Knowledge is no longer power. Instead, those who can make sense or meaning out of what they know are the ones who prosper and succeed. Individuals who can find stuff out and work out what to do with it to create meaning are the ones who stand out. Because anyone can Google it, but not everyone is really able to make sense of and understand what Google tells them. Individuals who can analyse and evaluate what they find out in order to work out whether it is useful or not are now the ones who will thrive. Those who can work out which pieces of information and knowledge are trustworthy and which pieces are simply made up are more likely to find a good place in the world. But who and what do you believe? Do you place your faith in the researcher who only wants to tell one side of a story? Or do you believe what is written on the Wikipedia page by random individuals and then edited by the person in question? Or do you read a whole host of stuff, make connections between what you find out, and then make up your own mind with a rational judgment? Times have changed, and even more crucially, times will keep on changing, and ever more quickly. Technology has changed the way we live our lives and the way we learn. The very nature of learning has changed. It is no longer about learning stuff and building knowledge. It is about the ability to critically analyse and think about stuff. Technology has opened the doors to new ways of delivery and assessment of learning. Technology is everywhere and with everyone, and we do everything differently as a result. So what does all this mean for those of us who work in learning and development? How do we need to adapt and flex our approaches to meet the needs of the 21st century learner and beyond? Let's think about what we are trying to achieve. In the most general of terms, we are seeking to develop curious, self-aware and dynamic learners who are capable of solving complex problems using their own knowledge, skills, abilities and experiences. Individuals who are willing to ask questions and wonder why. Individuals who want to know more because knowing more helps them to make better future decisions and take more informed future actions. As learning professionals, we therefore have to think about how we develop their ability to do stuff and not simply to know stuff. We need our programs and learning sessions to inspire a desire to learn and to motivate people to work out what it all means and how they can put stuff into practice. If we are truly to achieve this and more, we have to transform the way we work. In a world where it is not just possible, but probable, that with one click of a button, learners will know more than their facilitators, tutors or teachers, and when knowledge is no longer power, we cannot continue to rely on programs built around delivering knowledge. We have to consider how we develop critical thinking and analysis skills so that every learner can find out their own stuff and work out what they trust and what they are going to do with that knowledge. We still need to provide some knowledge, but have to be aware that knowledge is the start and not the end. Learning in the 21st century needs to be blended, available, empowering, engaging, flexible and socially constructed if it is to have any chance of succeeding in motivating and inspiring individuals. So how are we going to change our direction? Being an expert knower is no longer enough. We need creativity, innovation and the ability to think differently. And as knowledge is no longer enough, what are you going to do more of, or less of, or differently because you understand this?